Hey guys, what's up? This is Robert, and I thought since we're doing a course on reamping that I would break down some of the top reamp options along with kind of going into more detail about this hack that I'm going to show you guys in this course. So let's get started. So right here I have Sweetwater up. We're going to go with the first option here, which is an option that you already have in your house and that you probably haven't thought of. Now, if you're getting into the reamp game, chances are you might have a guitar pedal. And if you got a guitar pedal, chances are you probably have a Boss pedal. And the great thing about Boss pedals is that they all have buffers inside of them. Now, what does that mean? Well, in the guitar pedal world, there are two kind of schools of thought. There's the true bypass people and there's the buffer people. When we're talking about true bypass, that just means that inside the circuitry, there's nothing stopping the audio that passes through. So when you turn off your pedal, that audio just goes through clean, unaffected by anything in your signal path. Now, what a buffer does, and what Boss pedals all do, because they have a buffer, is that it takes whatever signal's flowing through it when the pedal's off, and it converts the output to an instrument level so that you're never overloading your pedals. Now, for our purposes, this is great because that means you can turn any Boss pedal into a ReAmp pedal, basically. Now, the pros are that it does take your line level signal, which is a really hot signal, and brings it down to instrument level. That's a big pro because that basically makes it so that even if you don't have a DI box, even if you don't have a ReAmp box, you can still convert that level down to instrument level. Now, a big con is that it's not necessarily foolproof. Most ReAmp pedals have something called a ground lift, which eliminates noise. So if what you're recording gets noisy, there's no way to alleviate that. There's no button that could potentially fix that problem for you. Another downside is that there's no level control. You're going to have to control the amount of signal you give from your DAW. Now, that's not so bad, but you'll find that no matter what, you don't have that much headroom to play with anyway, and having an extra level control on your pedal or on your box really helps. And that brings us to our next option, the Radial Pro RMP. It's about $100, considered the industry standard ReAmp box. It does the job. As you can see, it has a ground lift, which is a great benefit. You can eliminate ground noise if you're getting it. It also has an output level attenuator, meaning if you're coming in a little too hot or you're coming in a little too quiet and you want to be able to lift the level, you can do it right here. Now, the con is that, as you can see, that knob is really small. They may not be super convenient, and that could be a deal breaker for you. But the pro and overall the conclusion of this pedal is that it really does the job that you need it to do. It works. It's professional. Obviously, if you have to use the Boss pedal, it's a great alternative. It's a great quick bind fix. But the Radial ReAmp is definitely going to be a more pro look. It's going to work consistently, and you can trust it. And it's definitely just a great all-around ReAmp box. Now, here is something that might deter you from the Radial if you're willing to do some building yourself. Here we have the L2A DIY ReAmp box. Now, this is a DIY kit, meaning that you have to do the building, you have to do the soldering. Now, the thing I like about this box is that it's pretty much identical to the Radial Pro RMP, with a huge benefit of it being half the price, and also having a much nicer, larger level output knob. So that means it's no longer that difficult to kind of fine-tune the amount of level you're sending out, and it's half as much. So in a way, it's kind of a better bang for your buck than the Radial Pro RMP1. The only downside is that if you're not willing to do some soldering, if you're not willing to do some building, it might not be for you. Finally, we're going to move on to this option here, the most pricey option of them all, but to me is the most all-around just great performing ReAmp box, is the Radial XTC ReAmp. Now, this ReAmp box is great for many reasons. First off, we talked about output level throughout, but my favorite thing about this is that you have a send level and a receive level in there, so you can really fine-tune and gain stage as specifically as you need. Another great thing about this box is that we also have effects loops. So that means on the back of this box, it's not just a simple input-output. We have loops, meaning you can put pedals in between here, and you can have two different loops, meaning you can have two separate pedal chains if you wanted to, or even an amplifier chain and a pedal chain and blend between the two. Because We also, on this ReAmp box, have a blend knob. This blend knob is just super cool. It really can take, whatever extreme effect you want and dial it back just the right amount to fit in your mix. It's a great flexible tool. In the studio that I'm in right now, we use these loops to be able to go through pedals, yes, one way, but to also be able to send out instrument level signal for whatever reason we need. So we'll use the send on one of these loops, and we just take a regular instrument cable out since it's an unbalanced high Z output, and we could basically put that cable wherever we need to. So in here, there's a Kemper. We'll run it into the Kemper. That's normal to a set of inputs and can record the Kemper into Logic. But at the same time, if we wanted to run it through any number of pedals that we have in here, we also have that option as well. So this ReAmp box, if you're in the market for it, it's just the best all around in my opinion. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye.